Hey everybody, it's Allison Salvin with Stamp Crazy with Allison, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, British Columbia. So welcome. It's Sunday at 10 a.m. Just going to wait for people to pop on so I can see if I'm live, and we'll get started. But I just need a few people to be here. I'm also going to just refresh my screen so I can see that I'm broadcasting. But of course that screen is frozen. Oh, there we are. Okay, there we go. And we go like that, and then I can see. Good morning. Somebody is a Facebook user. Just a sec here. Let me go over here, then I can see if I'm. Okay, there we go. I'll probably see your name on my other screen in a second, Facebook user. Hi, Mo. Okay, we got Mo and a Facebook user. And I know I can be heard because I just checked to make sure that my sound was good. Guys, got your tea or your coffee? It's early here, so. Hi, Diane. Okay, guys. Hi, Janice. Nice to see you guys this morning. You might see on my, hi Mern, you might see on my other screen, let me just make it a little bit bigger here, that I'm going to be using the sun prints again, but I'm not going to be using the colors that we're used to using. I'm going to use different colors, so that hopefully will be fun. Okay, I think we can get started because people join in and then they can catch up or watch later, right? Okay, so let's get started. So let me go over. Good morning, Keisha. Morning, Valerie. Oh, gosh, you guys are really popping on today. Thank you. Okay, so here we go. I had said that we were going to use the sun prints, and we are. Here it is on page 90 and 91. You know how much I love this. I've been using it all month. I've been showing you lots of samples using the gorgeous designer series paper and the fern embossing folder and the stamps and the dies. But I wanted to do something a little bit different in terms of color. So you may have seen, let me just grab, I did this card. Grab this one. I did this card the other day because I wanted to do different colors, right? And so I used the host paper, which I love, because you get so much of it. It's, let me just double check what it's called. So I think people tend to not see it. Design a Daydream. It's 12 by 12 and you get 24 sheets. So 4 each of 6 double-sided. And you can earn that for free with an order of $200 or more, or a party that is valued at $200 or more. Anyway, there's lots of beautiful colors in that, and it got me away from that blue and gray granite, which I love, but I wanted to do something different. So today we're going to go even more and use even more different colors. Good morning, Judy. Oh, Diane, you got all your bits for the classes next weekend? Oh, awesome. So you've got time to have a look through it and make sure everything's there. And I must admit, I'm a little worried. I think I got a bit confused with the cutting, so I'm hoping everything's okay, but you can double check that against that PDF. Okay, so the Texture Chic Suite, let's bring this down, on page 98 and 99. I don't own the Season of Chic stamps or the dies yet, but I'm thinking of getting them because they're so beautiful. But what drew me to this suite was this absolutely gorgeous designer series paper, and that's what we're going to use today. So let me just show you what that looks like. I cut the sheets down to 6 by 6 just so I can get them in my shot here, but they come 12 by 12. Okay, so that's one side. Oops, I'm going to move these down. I think I'm going to move my camera because I don't want to have to be out of screen. I can tell if I'm in screen if they're here. Okay, so there we go. So that's one side. So you've got soft succulent. That's mango, which is one of my favorite colors, mango. We've got evening evergreen. We've got petal pink. You know, it's got an interesting color palette, actually. And then you'll see here, it's also got some gold embossed parts or sheets. Look at this side. Look at this one. Look at this one. Let me just grab this one. I love this one with the gold and the petal pink. Isn't that gorgeous? So yeah, it's really pretty. So if you haven't seen that, have a look at that on page 99. And we're going to use this paper. So we're also going to use, of course, our Nature's Print. Let me just, I think that, there we go. If I do that, I think the shine goes off. So we've got the Nature's Print stamp set and the Nature Print dies. Okay. And that's about it. We're going to get started. Okay, so I'm going to start with a card base that's soft succulent. It's cut 8.5 by 5.5, just like we normally do, and we've scored it at 4 1/4. So kind of your standard. Oh, I can't see my bone folder. Ooh, that's bad. Oh well, you should give it a nice score. Oh, there it is. It's hiding. There we go. There we go. My sister's friend Jennifer sent me this. It's not pretty. And she's got it laser printed with the name of my blog. Love. Stamp Crazy with Allison. Love. But it's a Stampin' Up! Bone folder. Love. Okay. Next, I've got a piece of basic white. This is going to be the piece that we're going to stamp on. And I want to stamp that gorgeous large, this one here, fern. Love it. Love the details in it. We're going to use Evening Evergreen. That's one of the colors in the paper palette. So let's use that. And what I want to do is I'm going to stamp it once. And then I'm not going to re-ink. I'm just going to move it over slightly and stamp again. So I get a second generation. You see that? You could do 3. You could do another one over there, but I thought it was a bit busy with the 3. I've cut this in case we're looking for dimensions. I think this is 3.5 by 4 3/4. Yeah, 3.5 by 4 3/4. Okay. Oh, good morning, Janet. Who else jumped on here? Hi, Gail. Hi, Roseanne. Hi, Donna. Great. Hi, guys. Okay. So don't you love the details in this stamp? So simple to just stamp it, right? And that's it. That's all you have to do. Now, I really wanted to accent the gold that was in this designer series paper. So I've got my gold foil sheet and I've got my little die cuts from the Nature's Print. Okay, so let's die cut those. Bring in my little baby boss. And I used to think you guys were sick of me telling you this, but there's so many people, especially on my team, that didn't know that I substitute the white platform for the gray one. That's the one I put down first. So that's number 3. Then we got number 2, and we got the gold. Now we're going to run that through. Okay. All right. So that just gives us a little bit of bling for our, and that kind of coordinates with that paper that we were talking about. Okay. Let's bring this in. So what I want to do with this is I just want this to be layered like so. Okay. Now I could put some glue down, but that would take a bit of time to dry. So I'm not going to do that. I'm actually going to take a little piece of Scotch tape. Plus I can leave it kind of in place, right? I think like that. And I'm just going to put it over the bottom like so. Okay. I'm just going to lower this a titch because I think, there we go. It's not quite there. It's a little bit easier to see. Okay, there we go. Okay, where are we at? Oh yeah. So that's the pieces that I want to put on there. Now, next up, which designer series paper would I pick? Well, it was hard to pick. bring them back in for you to see. Look at these, they're absolutely gorgeous. But I was really drawn to this one, mainly because it has a leaf image in it, and I love the colors. So that's what I did. I went and grabbed this designer series paper, and I cut a little tiny strip. And the strip is 1 inch by 3.5 because I want it to go over the bottom of this. Okay, but I wanted a little bit of a mat for it. So there we go. I've cut a 1 1/4 inch. So it's just a little bit bigger. Okay, let's grab our glue. Good morning, Alicia. I saw you out on a sailboat. I don't know if it was yesterday or you just posted it yesterday. The weather here is so weird. One day it's like, oh, it's turning. And then the next day it's like, nah, fooled ya. It's really March. Today is not a great day. So good that you got out on the water when it was a bit nicer. Oops, there we go. Okay. And let's glue this. I'm going to just look at my card. You know how sometimes you forget what you're doing? I'm going to just, well, maybe you guys don't, but I do. Just going to glue that across like so. There we go. So just wanted those to be just the leaves and the gold elements just to be kind of popping out of that. Now on my original card, I layered this with the evening evergreen, but I thought maybe it would be a little bit more spectacular to be layered with the gold. So I've got the other sample I'll show you later, and you can tell me which one you like better, but I think that looks better. Just that pop of gold, right? Actually, I'm doubting myself. I'm wondering if with the gold I should put it on the green. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I stick with soft succulent or should I move to the evening evergreen? Let me grab a piece of evening evergreen in case that's the vote. What do we guys think? Evening evergreen or soft succulent? What are we doing? We making it darker with the gold to pop, or are we doing it on the lighter with the gold just being a beautiful soft accent? Tell you what I'm going to do. No one's voting. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put it on the evergreen because then we can compare the two at the end. Evening evergreen. Yeah, you guys are going with me. Yeah, I think you guys are right. Let's go with the dark. I think because I've got that gold, I think it would be more of an impact on this piece, right? All right, so let's glue that to our gold. Now, here's a tip. I could have cut these pieces, let me grab them, out of the middle of this, right? Because this piece is going to cover it up. So I could have saved myself a little bit of gold. So that's just a tip. Always try and then also if you've got a bigger piece to cut out, even like a circle, you're lightening up the weight of your card too, but you're not wasting any of the gold. But today we're just going with the full piece of gold. Here we go. Isn't that pretty? Oh, I love it with the gold. I think the gold is a keeper. Okay, so let's glue that on. All right, what's next? Well, we need a saying. And we need some ribbon of some kind. So I chose, hi Joanne. I chose the Simply Elegant trim. I love this because you get the gold and the silver, right? So I'm just going to take some of the gold. And it's funny, this is such a funny ribbon because it's got this natural little, it just wants to curl. It's kind of funny. I'm just going to put it like so. And grab a piece of tape with my, you should see how I'm all contorted, you guys. It's hilarious because my Scotch tape is way over on my desk. So I wish I was on camera so you could see. You'd have a good laugh this morning. Okay, let's do that. And let's just anchor that down. Okay, there we go. That's good. And then we can trim that off. And I think this is a little too curly Q-y for me. Boy, has it ever curled, eh? So I think I'm going to put another titch of ribbon ribbon of Scotch tape, just so I can get that a little bit more under control. I think it's just a little bit too, because I'm going to be covering this up. You're not going to see that. That's a bit better, I think. There we go. Yeah, maybe this guy is just a little bit cuckoo. Okay, there we go. Now we need a saying. So my favorite saying from this stamp set is, let me grab it, a heartfelt thank you. But I do like the hello there. I use that a lot, and best wishes. I'm not sure I'd use your on my mind. I think that would creep people out to think that they were on my mind. I don't know. Sometimes the sayings, I got to be honest with you, sometimes the sayings are a little, okay, let's bring in soft succulent. Let's use soft succulent and let us get our embossing buddy. Good morning, Carol. You can catch the replay in about, probably about 10 minutes. So we want to make sure we give that a nice rub with our embossing buddy to get rid of all the oil in our fingers. And then we're going to stamp heartfelt thank you with our Versamark. And we want to keep with that gold theme. So we're going to use some of the metallic embossing powders. They come in a pack, and this is the gold. Get the gold and the copper and the silver. And there's probably one other that I'm just forgetting. But these, I use gold more often than any of the other colors, unless it's Christmas. I like silver. Is it a beautiful day in Oromental? You're lucky. Not a beautiful day here. I don't know if it's a beautiful day where my sisters are. Might be. Seems that every Sunday I say that to you guys. Not a beautiful day today, which means it's a good day to stay in and stamp. I love embossing. Don't you guys? Is it still kind of, it's one of the first things I learned. My sister-in-law taught me. And after many times of actually setting my paper on fire, she taught me how to do it correctly. And I don't know, it still is my favorite technique because it's so effective, right? Just, it's a wow. Let's face it, it's a wow. All right, next up, we've got our, here we go, we've got our, I'm not trying to say label. And because I don't have a magnetic plate for my baby boss because they haven't come out with it yet, we're going to, I'm going to just take this down. Because when you emboss, it tends to curl the paper a bit just from the heat. And this way, and this just fits this thing. So we want to get it so that it's looks good. We've got our gray plate, our clear plate, our paper, our die, and our clear plate. Just rub that. It's a lovely day in Pickering. Oh, you guys, that's good. Maybe you can sit outside. My daughter bought a tomato plant and she sent me a picture of it. And it looked nice where she is in downtown Toronto too. All right. You guys deserve it after that horrible storm. Scary storm. All right. Let's get that here. And I'm going to pop it up. So let's grab some dimensionals. I am liking the colors. Sometimes if you just grab some DSP, look at the color palette, and then go from there, you can't go wrong because, you know, even if you don't even use that paper, just look in the catalog and look at the colors that they've got going together, and you'll be amazed at what you can do. So we're going to put that down. There we go. Okay. Now, where are my fun little embellishments that I want to put on here? Sometimes I clean up too much. Oh, here they are. Flowers, adhesive-backed trinkets. Okay, so these are heavy. They're not heavy once you just use one or two, but they're heavy when you're just using, when you're picking up the whole pack. So you've got silver and gold. Okay, so I'm going to grab the gold, keeping with that gold theme, right? So let's just grab a couple of these. Aren't they pretty? They're so cute. And I could get away with one, actually. Maybe that would be better, but oh well, we're going with 2. There we go. You could even stick a rhinestone in the middle of that. Yeah, that would work too. Just to make it a little fancier. You like embossing more now, Mern? Yeah, it takes some practice, that's for sure, right? It takes some practice. So there is our card for today. Now, let me show you the difference. That's the card for today. We switched out the soft succulent for the evening evergreen. So here's the 2 of them side by side. Let me get that more in. There we go. So we've got the gold accent with the evergreen, and we've got the evergreen accent with the soft succulent. So not sure which one I like better. I like them both, actually. They both appeal to me. How about you guys? I'm going to move this up a titch because, uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Sorry, guys. My camera disappeared. I'm back. Here I am. Back. Oof. It's a bit scary there for a sec. So there we go. We're back. All right. You like both, Valerie? Okay. Now, here's the original card that I made. So this was the one that I made for a swap that I was in. Oh, let's see, I've got something on there. I host a swap for my friends in Canada, my leader friends in Canada. And this was the card that I contributed this time. So I went with the traditional colors from the Sun Prints. And then here it is in just the different palette. So I like both of them. I think they're both nice. Now, let's just review something else, or let me just give you a sneak peek of something. So we had the paper. Remember, we looked at the paper this morning. There we go. There we go. And I mentioned my swap that I'm in. So I've got a few cards using this paper or using this suite. And the suite, again, just to remind you, hard decision. You like the gold one? Yeah, Carol's the same. Yeah, okay. So we talked about this morning, the Textured Chic Suite on page 98-99. And I said I don't own the stamps or the dies yet, but let me show you some cards that I got in my swap that use it. So here's one here. This is from my friend Laura, and she's used the embossing folder from last year. This it's still current. I think it's what's the name of it? Anybody know? Seashore, maybe? Is it a seashore? Could be seashore. Let's see. Let me flip through my catalog. Anybody know the name? Speak if anybody knows. You know when you get a new catalog and you can't find anything. Is anybody else like that? Oh, it drives me nuts. That I used to know all the pages and now I don't. Let's see. I don't even know where the embossing folders are. Oh, here we go. It's called Seashells, and it's a 3D. But isn't that pretty? I love the way Laura's used the different colors. That's the new Tahitian Tide, and that's the Parakeet Party. Isn't that great? But the reason I'm showing you is because the elements from the dies are from that Textured Chic. Okay, so there's one. Here's another one. This is from my friend Zara, and this is, she's used the designer series paper, which is very pretty. Love that. But she's matched it with the fern dye from the Sun Prints. So you see, you can really make things, you know, go together here. And then lastly, I've got my friend Lori's card. And again, she's used, this is a cool dye, isn't it? That's from that Textured Chic bundle. And then look at this paper below. This paper here is a specialty paper that's also part of that suite. And I've got to get that. I better order that. It's beautiful. And we've got the seashells cut out of that. So pretty. So those were a couple of the swaps that I received that used some of that paper. And let me put these back while I go back over to see you guys. Okay, there we go. Oh, you got your catalog, Donna? Excellent. That was fast. I thought once it got in the mail system, it would get to you fast since you're only 2 blocks away. What else? Seashells 3D. Thanks, Diane. You were faster than me. What's Janice? Sometimes we pass over a bundle thinking that we don't need it. Then we see samples and then we need it. The struggle is real. It is real, isn't it? We all do it. We all go, you should see us at convention. Hi, newbie. So the person who just commented, I can't see your name. I'll be able to see it after when we save this. It's just StreamYard, the streaming service. You haven't given it permission. So Facebook user who just typed, hello all, I'm a newbie. What's your name? Just type your name in the comments. Hi, Gail. And Joanne, it is fun. Like, don't feel like you have to stick with the way the suite is made. It's helpful, right? Because it takes some guesswork out for you. You don't have to kind of figure out what you're going to use, but it also, don't let it limit you, right? Yeah. So I think that's it for today. Everybody's saying they like both of the cards, dark and light. I would have a hard time picking unless I made another one that was soft sea with the lighter color, soft succulent, and the gold. Who knows? You could even go silver. That would be pretty too, because gold and silver go together. Sharon, hi Sharon. Thanks for joining me today. Glad you're here. All right. So in this, once I've saved this, you can, which will only be in a few minutes, you can go back and watch the beginning if you missed anything. And I'll see you again. My next live is Wednesday at 3 o'clock. I told you last week that my partner, Patsy Waggoner from Minnesota, and I, over the years, we've done a lot of technique classes, technique clubs. She did a 52-week technique video series on YouTube several years ago. Anyway, we're going to grab those PDFs, and we're going to revamp it. So I haven't decided if I'm going to do it on what day I'm going to do it on, if I'm going to add a day or subtract a day. I'm not sure, but stay tuned for that. We're excited. Patsy's just going to do a banner up for us, and I'm going to redo some of the PDFs to have new cards. So watch for those. Mo, you like the gold one, but both are nice. Yeah. Yeah, you can use silver and gold. Yeah. Both cards are nice. Thanks, Gail. Thanks. Yeah. Thanks, you guys. Okay. I think we're good. So I'll see you again on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Until then, I hope you get some time to be creative. I hope the weather improves if you're in a place like I am. And I really appreciate, as always, that you take time out of your busy schedules and your lives to join me on my lives. So thanks so much. Have an awesome day. Bye for now.